Grapes show up on American plates all year round. That starts here in the Valparaiso region of northern Chile, where glacial runoff in the Andes feeds the Aconcagua Valley and its orchards watering the 130 million tons of the fruit that are produced annually. Starting in November and December, dozens of varieties of grapes bud bloom fruit and then ripen throughout March, April, and May. This timeline, purposefully spread out over the Chilean summer and fall, would be sufficient to simply provide South Americans with grapes during its fruit season. But that's not the purpose of these fields. The season for Chilean grapes is even longer than natural, since more than half of the country's supply goes to the United States, its #1 market. And that's only possible thanks to a bit of science. Here in Valparaiso is Santa Elena, a producer with several farms and facilities. This one here near San Jose produces 8 varieties of grapes: the Thompson Sable Muscat Beauty, Chrissy Sweet Celebration, Cotton Candy Sweet Globe, and finally the Autumn Crisp, developed by Sunworld International Area and Company and Fruit Breeding. This proprietary blend is licensed by the company out to growers on almost every continent around the world, like Santa Elena. The Autumn Crisp is a large green seedless grape that was developed during an 11-year breeding process of cross-pollination to create a late, seasoned grape that could produce higher yields with reduced production costs, and it just tasted better. The modified grape blend takes a natural grape and gives it super qualities like extended shelf life and late harvest. And because these grapes can be harvested from March into May, it's critical that they stay fresh once they're plucked from the vines. This starts in processing facilities like one of Santa Elena's 4 plants, where the grapes are cleaned and then sorted, selected and packaged in a series of production lines, all done in a room that's meticulously temperature and humidity controlled. Each box is tagged with a tracking number to monitor its journey north, which must start within 6 days of harvest. The boxes are stacked onto a pallet, and every pallet can transport between 50 to 100 boxes, depending on the producer. While waiting to leave, Chai grapes sit in cold storage at an ideal temperature of 30 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit or -1 to 0 Celsius. Then the 20 pallets are loaded into a 40-foot refrigerated container that's put onto a container ship. Now these grapes are headed 5,000 miles or 8,000 kilometers north, destined for the United States, to ensure that the fruit is available year-round, even when Americans can't grow their own. Unlike with Ecuadorian bananas, Shipping Giant Mayors has configured its operations to accommodate the Chilean grape trap. Fair from Valparaiso, they travel from this port through the Panama Canal to Manzanilla, a port city in Panama, where the container is transferred to another ship on a route headed through the Caribbean that continues to this port in Philadelphia. Though, Philadelphia is not necessarily a city people think of when they think of fruit, but it's uniquely situated to be a hub for produce. First of all, it's here on the eastern seaboard, and within a 6-hour drive of more than 80 million potential customers, nearly 1/4 of America's population. It's also just above the 39th parallel. Historically, the USDA required certain fruits, including grapes, to be imported above this line to reduce the spread of warm weather pests. Well, this regulation is no longer in place. Thanks to this, Philadelphia got a head start on building out produce, receiving infrastructure, including reefer plugs, cold storage, and system nodes, that it to the rest of the United States, and make it a gateway for perishables, the gateway for table grapes. Once the Chilean pipeline wanes in May, moves to the US-Mexico border. Here in the Sonoran region, Mexican grapes are ready to pull off the vine from mid-May to mid-July. And some 25 million boxes enter the United States in reefer trucks, just north of the Sonoran states, through Nogales, to bridge the gap between Chile's season and America's. But by July, the United States can produce its own supply of table grapes. Essentially, the only place this happens is California. Grape production starts at the Coachella Valley, and moves north as the summer carries on to the San Joaquin Valley. 99% of American grapes come from this fertile part of America, an industry worth some $21 billion. To protect that in Philadelphia, stringent fumigation and inspections processes are set up to control foreign produce entering the country from places like Chile, including dedicated warehouses set for customs inspections, and grapes specifically undergo a methyl bromide fumigation to kill off lingering pests like the Chilean red mite. Mexican grapes follow less stringent import regulations